How's it going, guys? So for today's video, we're going to be working on 2020 wide body conversion. Part number is BC102199. As you guys can see, everything comes included with the kit. Rear bumper, rocket panels, rear diffuser. Over here we have fenders, front bumper, of course, grills, all the accessories required to do the full conversion. And once again, part number is BC102199. And this bad boy is going to be going onto the charger right there that we have here in the back. The kit comes unpainted. We just had the full kit pre-painted and gloss black just to match the vehicle that we're going to be doing the installation on, which is right over there. And everything is sold separately except for the fenders. Bumper, rocket panels, rear bumper, and rear diffuser are sold separately. The rear diffuser is meant to fit also the factory OEM rear bumper for the 2020s, and it's also compatible with, of course, our conversion. It's worth mentioning that our rocket panels is compatible both with our Demon kit, our previous wide body for years 2015 and up, and also with our 2020 wide body conversion. Okay, so now we're gonna start by assembling the front bumper along with all the accessories that come included with the kit. And pretty much everything snaps right in onto the front bumper. So you have to remove those support tabs. They're just to add support while they're being transported, the bumpers. Same thing applies to those little tabs over here on the corner and the tabs over on both passenger driver side. Currently we're assembling the front bumper, and as you guys can see, everything pretty much snaps right on. It's fairly simple installation. So once you're done, your bumper should look something like this.
There's one up on the table.
And we're pretty much ready to go. And we're gonna go ahead and reuse the side markers from your factory bumper and just place it onto the new bumper. So the side marker would snap right in to place, and just using the bolt from your pre-existing bumper, that will go right in. And over here we have Kathy assembling the grills that go onto the rear bumper, and as you guys can see, it's fairly simple. Everything snaps right in. As for your existing bumper, all we have to reuse is the top piece from your factory bumper, the side markers, and the brackets. We're gonna reuse both of those, and we're gonna place them back onto our 2020 wide body front bumper. Okay, now let's go grab the other bumper and let's place the piece onto it. Franco, you might have to put it down, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's put it down first. Okay. So that's the Scat Pack SRT from bumper, and we're gonna go ahead and put this bad boy onto the build. It's gonna look pretty damn sick. And as you guys can see, everything snaps right in. As you guys already know, the rear diffuser also comes included with the kit, and the tub snaps right in.
In the black.
And it also fits the 2020 factory chargers, wide body chargers, both the SCAPAD, SRT.
Should be.
So right now we're drilling into the rivet nuts to take it off, take the bumper bracket from your existing front bumper.
No?
So right now we are currently taking off the existing rocker panels to replace them with wide body ones. And for the most part, it should be fairly easy procedure. I gotta take out the tabs, front and rear, and everything should snap right off. Okay, so once you have removed the tabs from your rocker panels, the rocker panels should come right off. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start with the passenger rocker panel.
Man, fuck you, don't do shit.
It should be fairly simple installation. We have to apply the tabs, and the tabs are provided with your rocker panel. What's so funny?
Bro,
Huh?
you fucked it.
Turn this one back over here. The clear plastic piece right here, and one piece went up.
And the tabs snaps right on to your existing, well, to your new rocker panel. And as you guys can see, it's fairly simple.
And then one right here.
So we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the installation of the rocker panels.
The ones that we have.
Okay, so once you're done with putting back the tabs into the rocker panels, just with a little pressure onto the bottom and the sides, the rocker panel should go right in. Now we're just attaching pre-existing bolts from your factory rocker panel. And of course, you will also have to repeat the same process onto the driver's side as well. So both Kathy and Raybear are attaching the rocker panels, and once again, fairly simple procedure.
First, and then we do that.
Okay, so essentially, once again, you would have to reuse your bumper bracket. So we just remove that from the factory front bumper, and we're gonna go ahead and put it onto the 2020 front bumper. And we're just gonna use pre-existing factory bolts. Okay, now that we're done with the rocker panels over here, we're gonna go ahead and attach the front bumper. So as you guys can see, it looks really wide. Once we're done with the front, we're gonna go ahead and move into the rear, and then we're gonna go ahead and attach the fender. As you guys can see, the fitment is pretty much perfect. Snaps right in. And we're just about to just attach the bolts, and we're good. And of course we gotta attach the bolts from the bottom, from under the fender liner. And that's it. We're good. We're done with the front bumper. And then we're gonna move on to onto the rear and fenders. And we're done. Super easy installation. Right now we're removing the tail lights from the rear in order to be able to take out the rear bumper. And once we remove the bumper, we'll go ahead and mount our new wide body rear bumper. So once you're done, it should look something like this. As you guys can see, we were able to remove the parking sensors. And then we're gonna go ahead and remove the brackets and then mount it back onto the new 2020 wide body front bumper. I'm sorry, rear bumper. Okay, so our rear bumper conversion comes with indents as to where the parking sensors are gonna go. So here we have number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4 right over there. And Raven is holding the parking sensors along with the bracket that goes right in there. And yeah, you gotta make sure to put that right back onto the new bumper. And as for the installation,
The tabs.
She has them.
and see how the bracket snaps right in. It's fairly easy procedure other than having to drill the holes. We're gonna show you guys how to do that
You're gonna snap
in about a few
it.
seconds from now. And just make sure to drill right on the center of the point above the number, as displayed in here. And now we're just gonna enlarge the holes.
Once, I think all of them.
Okay, so now that we're done with the front, the sides, now we're gonna move on to the fenders. And over here we have the fender line there that will go onto the front bumper that you can see here, right over here. And this pretty much stops right on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're using.
Before you put this on, make sure you bolt on your top fender here.
Okay, make sure to pull that right on.
Yeah, and not bolt it on, but like use the tabs that come with the kit.
And now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the the fenders, the brackets for the fenders. We're using a masking tape to hold it in place.
Alright, so usually people cut about this much from their fender. About like right here. Just so your tire doesn't bump into the bracket, because it is pretty big.
But it's optional, right?
Yeah, it is optional. So then your bracket would end up like basically up here instead of down here. But it is optional. I mean,
If you're planning on
if you're gonna stay stock height, or you're gonna stay with the stock tire size, then you should be fine. But if you go with 305s or 315s, then yes, it's highly recommended to cut about this much. So usually they cut from the beginning of the fender here all the way to the size of the emblem, so it would line up to here. So be from here to here. And that's just enough so whenever you hit like a pothole or any type of thing that will cause your suspension to hit your tire go up, you don't hit this. Instead, you already have that clear place there. And you should be good to go.
We have Franco sanding out the area where we're going to be applying the 3M, the double-sided tape, and we do that in order to ensure that the adhesive of the 3M tape, double-sided tape, would create a permanent bound onto the surface. By sanding down the surface, we ensure to remove any residue mold release that comes off the mold when the part is made. And right after we sand it down, we're gonna go ahead and clean it off with some adhesive promoter. And right after, we're gonna go ahead and apply the 3M. Over here we have Raven working on the rear bumper. He's making the holes big enough for the parking sensors to go right on. We have here Raven applying the 3M double-sided tape. I'm sorry, it's Franco and not Raven. They just look. I wasn't.
No, we
they're brothers.
No, we're not.
And we highly recommend using 3M BHP double-sided tape. And just ensure to apply to the entire tape line where the 3M double-sided tape gets mounted onto. Okay, and just ensure that when you put the brackets onto your vehicle, you're using the right side.
Wait.
And you're gonna see, for here, for instance, you see the front L, which is the left side, the rear right over there, and so on and so on. So right now we're mounting the rear bumper, and as you guys can see, everything pretty much snaps right in. As you guys can see, the fitment looks insane. So now we're attaching the taillights back onto the rear.
So the first bracket that you're gonna have is gonna be this one. The easy way to notify which one goes here is by following the sign marker shape. After that, you're gonna have the front L2, L1. Then after that, come back here. The door is gonna have the the rear L2, and then the rear L1. I'm sorry, I covered it, but it's the L1. After that, you're gonna have the bracket that goes here, wherever it goes. It also has the side marker shape. You wanna go around?
Sure.
Then we're gonna have the front R. And then you're gonna have the rear R2, the rear R1, and you're also gonna have the bracket for the back bumper. Again, you're gonna follow the lines.
The side marker line.
So we're gonna go ahead and bolt on the brackets. I'm gonna use about 4 self-tapping screws, pretty small ones. I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can put more if you like, up to you.
Can they use 3 double-sided tape as well? Or no?
Yeah, you could use double-sided tape on the bracket to ensure its place. It is completely up to you. In this case, we're just gonna go ahead and use some self-tapping screws since the car owner is up for that type of installation. Goes nothing, guys. So these, we're gonna have to cut them, or else it's gonna be hitting the door frame.
For sure. Once you're done with the brackets, it should look something like this. And just make sure to apply it also to the passenger side. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grind these little friends over here. I'm gonna take them off. And yeah, same procedure applies onto the passenger side. Once you're done with the parking sensor holes, as you can see here, you want to use or for the purpose of the video, we're gonna use a V-Cross repair kit that you can see here, and it's fairly inexpensive, about $20. So we're gonna use that epoxy glue to attach the parking sensors onto the back of the rear bumper. Make sure to sand down the area where you're gonna be applying the adhesive. As you can see here, Braven working on it right now. So you want to ensure to sand down both the area for where the parking sensor is, and also the back of the rear bumper. Once you're done, make sure to clean the surface properly with some adhesive promoter or just rubbing alcohol. And for sure we'll create a permanent bond onto the surface. Okay, so once you're done with your rear bumper, it should look something like this. So as you guys can see, we went ahead and attached the factory parking sensors from your pre-existing vehicle. And now we're gonna go ahead and mount it back onto the Charger. Of course, also the side markers from your pre-existing rear bumper, we're gonna go ahead and mount it back onto the 2020 compression front bumper. As you can see here, it fits right in.
I'm gonna go ahead and apply some alcohol to the fender and wipe it off.
And what do we do though, Kathy?
We do that so that the double-sided 3M can, you know, cure to your actual surface. If you don't do that, your 3M will be out. Nice and clean. I go ahead and apply the left main flare. Alrighty. So this clip is going to align to here. This hole is gonna align to here. We're gonna bolt those on after. Damn, son. Okay. Again, you're gonna apply pressure to the fender so that the 3M could bond into your fender flare. Damn, it's seamless. No gap.
No gap whatsoever.
No gap.
Perfect fit, man. And it looks just so damn sick right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and apply the tape again to make sure that it holds my flare in place. I mean the customer's flare in place.
And over there we have Raven. What? Raven, no, Franco. What are you doing, Franco?
Hitting?
Hating. Okay. He's working hard or hardly working?
Shit, working very hard. And again, guys, we don't do this for a living. So if we could do it, you could do it.
Yeah, and if there's a shop that says it doesn't fit,
They're lying.
you have taken
They
it to
just
the wrong
don't
shop.
know what they're doing. I'm sorry, guys. And big shout out though to Torado, Whips Wavy. I believe Go Card, Go some
Hemi?
Hemi Addictive. There's a couple other Rome_Low-Life. There's a few others. I'm pretty sure I'm missing, but
If we forgot, thank you either way. Appreciate the help. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
your white body kit install. You know, it was our inspiration. Mango.
Oh, Mango.
Mango.
Mango, the homeboy. Where you at?
Oh, Tony Lopez.
Yeah.
He did the Charger and Challenger wide body.
Oh, Tony. Hey, what it do?
Yeah, Tony Lopez. So for this fender, we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. Then you're gonna have a bolt here that goes in here. And then we're gonna go ahead and press the fender into the bucket.
Found it?
As you can see, the fitment It's basically seamless. Done. So now that you have your fender in, go ahead and remove the protector of the 3M. Make sure you apply a lot of pressure. Leave no gap.
Take that one off first.
It's going nowhere.
And you might want to use some clamps and just leave it overnight.
Yes.
Just to extra support to ensure you get a permanent bond.
Please make sure you use rubbing alcohol to clean the surface. So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and use some tape just to hold the flare, some pressure in there to hold it in place. But as you can see, it's literally going nowhere. There's literally no gap.
Where's that? This?
So before you put this in, we're gonna go ahead and use this and this. We're gonna go ahead and place it in this hole in here. That'll be next to where you put in the flare with the little spoke that it had, and it went into the hole. Go ahead and clamp the bumper and the flare together and then bolt it on. Alright, so we finished bolting on the bolt that I mentioned before on here. Now we're gonna go ahead and place this bracket on here, which is gonna basically cover up everything.
So right now what I did is I just cut off the drill tip of the self-tapping screw, because being that if you just leave it on there and close your door, you will leave a damage on the side. So if you don't want that, try to cut it to an angle or shorten it as much as you want to where it leaves no damage on the inside of your car.
We're gonna go ahead and finalize this side of the rear, placing the fender into the bracket. Same thing, add some pressure.
Okay, so now that we're done with the fenders, we're gonna go move on to the wheels. And Kathy's gonna explain a little bit of what's going on here. Go ahead. So now we're gonna go ahead and finally get the wheels. Let's move on to the wheels.
So just so you know, we are going to have 3 style of wheels being released at the end of this month. They're going to have the wide body offset already, so you could use it on OEM wide body, and you could also use it on the Vicross kit. It could go on the Challengers or the Chargers wide body kits. It could go on the 2020 conversion. It could go on the fender flares that we do have, which is the VZ10 2126 if you don't want to do the full conversion. This could fit any 2015 to 2020. Any questions you guys do have on the wheels, don't be afraid to ask. We are gonna leave the wheels information down below on this video.
So it's pretty much a wrap, guys. The installation was fairly simple. I mean, of course, it's gonna take you quite a few hours, anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. That's with multiple people working on it. But for the most part, everything is self-explanatory. And yeah, as you guys can see, the boarding lines just look amazing. As for the wheels, as we mentioned previously, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade with Vicross wheels, and all the styles available for the wide body Charger Challengers are gonna be a link in the description below, and that video should be going up within the next couple of weeks as well. So it looks just amazing. Everything snaps right in. Pretty much OEM fitment. Once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome content, and we'll see you guys next time.